Welcome back, crew. Bitcoin dancing around 119,000. Well, Ethereum shaking things up, ripping towards 3,700. And altcoins, they're going full beast mode. We got HBAR, Flare, Solana, XRP all lighting up while BlackRock stacks more Bitcoin. Alt season isn't coming, it's here. Let's dive into this madness right now. Welcome back, crypto crew. It's your boy Tom here, bringing you the hottest in Bitcoin and crypto action. If you like what you see, give us a like. Make sure you hit subscribe. Make sure you come on over to X and follow us on X, where we talk about Bitcoin and crypto all day, every day. We are crypto maniacs. Let's break it right down. Let's get right into it. Our famous 2-hour chart, Bitcoin chart, the fib channels holding up really well. Some people have asked, like, why are you using fib channels? Well, they're just non-horizontal lines of support, and they're using Fibonacci numbers, so they're quite good. And as you can see, this channel has held up quite well since we put it up on the chart itself. Really simple to use. Just take a low, swing back down to swing up to a high, and you'll have the channel going upwards. The opposite, obviously, if you want a channel pointing downwards in a downward sloping market. But right now we are in full upward sloping market. And we got to look at it. Current price right now is 119,000, like $400. Change is about $785, up about 0.012% on the day. The high has been 120,714. The low has been coming in at 117,715. So we've been talking about this all-important 119.3. Well, we popped above it. Now, this is just a 2-hour chart. It's really more important if this was on, say, an 8-hour or a daily. It's an important point, okay? We've been popping up above it, and the market has been, trying to stay above it to try to get up to that 121,500 to $123,000 resistance, the all-time high. Bitcoin is doing really well. It's really doing well. If we put up a support line, I can show you like recently, like where is the support on this thing on this small 2-hour chart. We can go and do something like that, and there's our support. Okay, we have right now we have a higher low. We don't, we have a higher high based off of this point, but this is really the point that we got to get through, right? Let's not mess words. That's the point that we got to get through. I do believe that Bitcoin is gonna consolidate a little bit because what's going on in altcoins, man. Altcoins are taking off. Where you're looking at XRP, you're looking at Ethereum, you're looking at HBAR, you're looking at Flare, and we're gonna get into a couple of those in a second. But just sticking in with this chart right here, the most important point that, short term, most important point is this 119. So let me get a brush over here. So here's our most important point, and we kind of popped back down. The support line is sitting right here. If we do break this support and break this low, we have the potential to come down, potentially even fill the CME market gap. And I'm going to show you the CME market gap has not been filled. And it's unbelievable that it hasn't, because it's showing one thing. Institutional demand is buying. Okay, institutions are buying. Retail, not so much. Retail is in, they're a nervous bunch of people, but retail, institutions are looking to scoop down in this CME market gap. Now, we got a lot of things going on in Bitcoin. I'm going to take you over and show you, but let's just stick with our 2-hour chart right now. If we could hold this support line, or even hold this pivot point down in here. Okay, so let me get my little brush over here, make a mess for Frank to clean up. If we could hold this support point right here, okay, the marketplace has a potential to basically come up and build a base on this line right here, 119, say the 119, the figure, 119,000 even. And if it can ride this level, okay, then we got a potential to take out this top and potentially go to 121, 123. If we break through the 123, we're looking at like 125 and 126. We said that there was going to be some pressure up here. So the CME market gap still open for now, but if we look at Bitcoin overall, Bitcoin just flashed the same signal as in late 2024. Back then, it had a 73% rally. Now, it's the same structure, same momentum. Actually, there's a little bit more momentum behind it. Same setup, new fire. There's a lot more money behind it. History doesn't repeat, but it sure likes to rhyme. If Frank brought this up, this is like one of his little mini ideas, the mad scientist idea that he actually back tested and said this is pretty damn solid. And we're going to introduce you to this for the next cycle. All right, 500-day Bitcoin strategy: accumulate pre-halving, exit post-halving, repeat the cycle. It worked in 2017. It worked in 2021. It's working right now. Don't fight the blueprint, follow it. So now on the next halving cycle, you do the same thing. You go back and write this down. Say, hey, let me back test this and let me check it out for myself in the future. It's just an idea for you guys to have because we want to give you cutting edge trading technical analysis right here on this channel. All right, so let's move on over into Ethereum. Actually, before I move on into Ethereum, I want to take you to IBIT. Okay, I don't want to forget mentioning IBIT. Okay, so IBIT shares themselves 67.94 up. Remember the high that we've seen so far, and this is 68. This is the reason why Bitcoin's being pinned. Okay, BlackRock and institutions are buying every bloody dip. Now, here's the thing with these guys, and it's something that we have to pay attention to. Let me come back to this good old 2-hour chart. They may pull the rug out. They may just pull the rug out. They may say, you know what? I don't want to buy anymore at 115. I want to scoop this coin lower. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull my bids and then let retail freak out and drive the price down. And then guess what? Then I'm going to step in and I'm going to buy Bitcoin at a cheaper price for my overall average. Don't think they can do it? They do it. They do it a lot. Okay? They actually also will sell resistance levels. They'll say, yeah, just keep selling this resistance level. Sell the resistance level. We'll force them down. We'll force the weak hands out and we'll scoop. Do they say those exact words? No, they say other words like sell that level, try to push the thing down, bring it down to a Fibonacci level, freak everybody out, and then rebuy it. Something like that. And they use kind of, verbalizations with it, with the F word and those bunch of dopes or whatever. What I'm saying? Like they have a lot of bad words for us. So anyway, let's move on over to Ethereum. We're going to be looking at Justin's trade right here. Rockstar trade tomorrow, live stream, 10 o'clock in the morning, Eastern Standard Time. Got to get in a live stream. Got to get it in our new Telegram community. All right, that's important too. So let's talk about this trade that's happening right now. Here's the trade on our trusted broker, WEX. Low fees, fast execution. Average entry price, 2,668. Market price, 3,619. Massive ROI at 356.44. Really great trade. Congratulations. Savor the ones, because we do go through hell to get these trades. Markets sometimes aren't always as friendly, but we actually were talking bullish for a long time in Ethereum. So let's go back to his chart and let's show you. We talked about this price right here. It needed to get over. Again, this was a low that was created right here that for the market could have been an AB equals CD correction. Generally when, we had the high, we had the low, we had the lower high, we had the deeper low. This is generally the break point. So you would want to sell that. However, this also could have been an AB equals CD correction. So in other words, a breakout could have occurred at this level, take us back up to this top. It's a probability game. It didn't work this time. So you could say it probably didn't work. Absolutely. And it drove Ethereum down into lower levels right there. Beautiful lower level, now the marketplace actually started to retrace, re-rally, and we came into this bull flag. We talked about this bull flag. We said the breakout, and then we said we needed to get above this price right here to carry us up to 3,800. We are within a cat's whisker of that price right now. Get in a live stream Saturday, 10 o'clock. Ask them questions. Say, hey, what if we broke through 3,800? Where's a good level of resistance, or where's a good level to scoop the Ethereum back at? Ask all those questions. Ask all those questions. Now, we showed you this chart before. We called it like an Ethereum roadmap. Ethereum is definitely back in hunt mode. Okay, 1,500 was flipped. That was that low that we saw just on the other chart. 2,200 was now conquered. 4,000 is next. Momentum is starting to snowball. 10,000 isn't a dream. It's a setup. Ride the breakout or regret it from the sidelines. Now, of course, pick your points, okay? Follow us on the live stream. We'll give you some points. That's the most important thing. And also in our Telegram community, we'll be putting some ideas out there for you for many different coins: Ethereum, HBAR, XRP, Solana. I'm going to tell you here a really funny story. I mean, well, not a funny story, but anyway, my girl says to me, she's like, "Oh, I think I'm going to buy Flare." I go, I said, it hasn't moved in like ages. She said, "Yeah, well, I'm going to buy some Flare." I said, "Okay, I can't stop you from, buying Flare." So she buys Flare. I haven't heard the end of it since she bought it. She goes, "I'm up 40, whatever, so 19% in Flare." I go, "Yeah, congratulations. Terrific," So thank goodness I told her didn't buy it. Don't sleep on that one. Buy more HBAR, which would have been a good trade anyway, or XRP, which would have been a good trade. But anyway, I just want to tell you that story. You know how women can be, right? So I'm not going to hear the end of it, and I'm hoping she makes a lot of money on it because of our money anyway. But anyway, so let's talk about what we've been saying with Ethereum itself. Okay, got a bull flag pattern. Okay, now I'm not even going to say anything about this. I'm not going to say anything about it because a picture is worth 1,000 words. In my case, it's worth about 10,000 words. Okay, this thing should be framed and put up on my office wall. This was a picture perfect breakout of the flag pattern. This chart is so damn sexy. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Wonderful call. And like I said, I'm not going to say anything about it because Ethereum itself was the most slept on cryptocurrency in the crypto space. Now, it's been building momentum and forming a multi-year bullish pennant. This took a long time. It took a long time to fill this pennant right now. And now it's looking to break out. We got higher lows. We got a clean structure, explosive potential. I showed you yesterday on the previous chart where I said if I go down to the bottom of the flag, I take the breakout, it actually brings us up to like 7,000 in Ethereum. Yeah, this is basically, showing 8,000 might be conservative, okay? I showed you this as well. Wyckoff, speaking from the grave, look at where we are. Look at where we are. Again, we went across the creek. We came down. We had the spring. We had the test. We were saying this test has got to hold. And then guess what? We're going to clear the sky, or we're going to recross the creek in a positive bullish tone. And look at where we are. Wyckoff now screaming from the grave again. Get above the top. Get above the top. Get into that show of strength structure. All right. We will. All right, so good old Dickie Wyckoff, man. Richard Wyckoff, yeah, we're listening to you. We're listening to you. All right, so Bitcoin dominance, all right? We talked about this. And there's been some people like, again, oh my goodness, dominance, how can it be possible? Bitcoin goes up with the dominance going down. There's some great comments in our YouTubes. There's like 3 or 4 comments where people had actually explained it, maybe a little bit better than myself, where I used a cross trade, where I said sterling yen. Sterling can go up and the dollar versus the yen can go up, creating a more bullish tone to sterling yen. Now, it's the same thing. Look at this dominance right now, okay? Right now, dominance is like down at like 62%. So, the uptrend in Bitcoin dominance is down. It's not that the uptrend in Bitcoin is down. It's the uptrend in the dominance of Bitcoin, meaning other coins like Ethereum, XRP, Flare, Solana, Hedra, Like all the big good utility coins are starting to move. Cardano, another mover. I mean, we got altcoin season that's heating up. The uptrend was gone when we had the bearish MACD cross hit. Okay, altcoins are about to really take off on this. This is the start of the rotation. Alt season isn't coming. It already started. We gave you the altcoin cheat sheet. We gave you the altcoin cheat sheet right here. Look at where we are. Look at where we are just from, look at how much there's pumping going on. Mini pumps in 2019 and 2020 and a full explosion in 2021. Now we're at the same setup again. Alt season isn't a maybe. It's already set up and it's happening. All right. Now we got altcoins that are on fire. So we got Ethereum that's up right now about 9%. And it ignited a broader market rally. Altcoin season itself, okay, is starting. It's forming in plain sight. 2017 delivered life-changing gains. 2021 created generational wealth. 2025 is your next step. Look at where we are. Look at where I put a little red circle on there so you could see the little pulse of the marketplace, like a little radar signal. It is really, this is the time that if you missed season 1, you missed season 2, you're going to want to get involved in season 3 with good coins. They could really help those of you who really got yourself in over your head with debt and college and loans and failed business ventures. Look, do your own research, find a coin that you really like, put some money in it. In my opinion, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not going to tell you which ones to do. I mean, we give you ideas on what we like, but this may really, really help you. This may turn you into a hero overnight. Okay, so there's generational wealth being made in crypto. Forex trading itself, yeah, you can make a tremendous amount of money Forex trading, but you really need a deep amount of skill in Forex, okay? Not that you don't need a deep amount of skill in crypto trading. You do, but there's so many other indicators that help in crypto to really say, hey, look, this thing is going to take off. I mean, if you just look at IBIT, that secret little indicator that I kind of turned you on to, right? You look at this. This is basically saying if you're long Bitcoin, don't panic. Look at Bitcoin. It's in the IBIT iShare Bitcoin Trust is up. So that means institutions are still buying it. They're actually buying it to give to customers. Okay, so they're making a spread on that too. So the point I'm trying to make is that, crypto, I shouldn't even say it's a little easier, but I'm going to say that it's a little bit easier than, Forex. Now, Forex doesn't have as much volatility either. Forex, 6%, 7% volatility in Forex is pretty great. Bitcoin at times could have a 30% volatility, and this is what we were talking about in one of my last videos, where I said if we can get Bitcoin volatility even down to 12%. Is going to be complete global adoption, which is going to force the coins up, and a rising tide lifts all boats. So all the other altcoins that are good are going to rise with it. Now I'm going to talk about XRP in a second, but really right here, you got to stack your conviction and you got to front run the herd. Now we got a Solana that's up 7% this week with strong ecosystem metrics. We got HBAR. We talked about this little guy. HBAR, look where HBAR is, okay? HBAR is up about 7%, okay? Now, I want to show you this. Now, this is pretty cool. This is something Frank brought to my attention with XRP. Look at XRP, 2020 versus 2025. It is the same movements in 2025 as in 2020 before the explosive movement up. XRP has just had a Fibonacci breakout point. Actually, it happened right here at the 0.786. Now, I would use 0.82, but Frank still likes to use 0.786. I think 0.82 on a fib level is actually a little bit better for like skid, So 0.786, the breakout happened. Now we're breaking out again. Don't sleep on XRP. Pick your points. Look to get involved. This thing might be like $6. when you blink. Right now, it's trading right at now at $3.48. Massive rally from the $2.30. So don't sleep on XRP. XRP is actually showing some really great signs of rallying up to $6-7, and it might be in a blink of an eye. So make sure you keep on that. Now, good old H bar itself, H bar that we talked about, really is doing well. There's going to be some resistance up at like 30 cents, and then maybe 30. I would have to go like 30, 37. If it could clear 30 and hold 30, we're looking probably at 36, 37 cents before the next level. But don't sleep on this guy either. Look for a place to buy dips. Now Solana is up 7% again, like I said, on the week. Now we got global market cap is closing $4 trillion. We got Bitcoin dominance itself is actually falling, is sitting right around 62% right now. We got Ethereum that's up 11%. We got the roadmap for Ethereum up for you. Alt season is flashing all green. If we look at the alt season, it's all flashing green. Now, the CMC alt season index confirms its alts are outpacing Bitcoin right now. So what's our market snapshot before we wrap up? All right, so we got Bitcoin that is consolidating right around 100, let's say 118,000 to 120,000. Cooling off after breaking through the 123 all-time high early in the week. Big money is still flowing in. As you could see, the IBIT shares are still strong and still moving upward. We got short-term traders are watching for that a breakout confirmation. We still got the CME market gap that we could potentially fill. Like I said, I actually think that we might fill it. I'm not, yesterday I thought we were going to fill it for sure, but man, institutional buying just kept us above that level. And as I said, it wouldn't be a bad thing if we did fill it. There'd be a good place to scoop some coin a bit cheaper for the time being. However, the overall trend in Bitcoin is up 145,000, 150,000. That's what we're targeting. Ethereum, okay, exploding past 3,600. Ethereum ETFs pull in major capital, and DeFi metrics surge across the board. Now, again, institutional inflows and regulation news. I keep pointing to this chart. I suggest you copy the link up there. We got a massive show itself is IBIT ETF now holds over 700,000 Bitcoin. Massive. They now hold over 700,000 Bitcoin. Weekly inflows in the crypto investment products just hit a record 3.13 billion. 3.13 billion. Now, we got Washington, we got Crypto Week as pro-Bitcoin legislation is gaining momentum, lifting sentiment across the board. So the key drivers: Bitcoin holding 118,000, watching ETF flows and regulatory headlines. Ethereum plus DeFi revival equals a push towards 4,000. Altcoins, XRP, Solana, HBAR, Flare. Got to put that in for my girl. Ripping as alt season indicators flash green. Okay, so before we wrap up, crew, I got to make sure that you're well aware of our trading community. Now, we changed it, okay? Right here, you click this link, you'll be taken over to our Telegram trading community. It's really free to join. No. I don't want to do that. And also, if you want to follow us on our broker of choice, click this link. You'll be taken over to WeX, our broker of choice. Low fees, fast execution. Don't forget, live stream tomorrow, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Also, of course, come on over to X. Follow us on X, where we talk about Bitcoin, crypto all day, every day. So that's a wrap, crypto crew. If you got value from the video, please smash, drop a comment, subscribe for more daily updates. And what do you got to do? You got to do your own research. You got to trade with your head and not over it, okay? You got to join the Telegram trading community. You got to get into the live stream tomorrow at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You got to do it. And as a short-term trader, you got to enjoy the party, but dance near the door. Cheers.